Yeah.
Welcome back to BC Procast episode 74. We are here today talking to you guys. Like and subscribe. We're posting some shorts, so check them out. Like them, share them. Tell people about this podcast. It's fun. It's good. We're trying. I'm going to say it. Should I say the goal?
Dude, say the goal.
We're trying to hit 1K.
1K, dude. Or guys and girls.
And then at the end of that, we're trying to hit
50 million is our next goal.
I was trying to make a joke. I literally could not think of it.
You know what I've been thinking about? And I haven't even told Braedon about this, but I'm thinking about more about merch.
Really?
Yeah, I've been thinking about what we could do.
That'd be sick.
And stuff like that. And an idea, because our color's yellow, if you didn't know that. I recently found that out. But it'd be so cool because you kind of have those paint strides.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool if they had BC. I'm such a sucker for pocket things. Not an actual pocket, but the logo right there. And then on the back it'll say "Feeling Your Curiosity."
Yeah.
In yellow, dude, and a black shirt.
Feeling Your Curiosity. That's kind of sick. Yeah, we'll have to actually talk about that more off.
Yeah. Comment below if you'd buy it. It'd be sweet. Just pretend you're in my head.
Yeah, that'd be tough. No, what were we just talking about right before that?
How many subscribers do we want to hit?
The goal, the 1K. We were talking about something right before.
Right before we started it?
You were recording. Right before I said the 74.
Podcast 74?
Yeah.
We were talking about taxes.
Oh. No, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, what?
I thought we were talking about something else. Never mind.
Well, something crazy that happened is, so these shoes are getting kind of old.
Yeah.
And this thing just popped. Okay. This bubble popped, so every time I walk now, there's a little.
So the question is, what shoes are you gonna get?
Probably the same ones, but different color, or white or new. Dude, I'm so sorry.
Color.
Every color.
Those were white.
Dude, I'm telling you, and I'm so sorry, but how I work is once I like something, I don't want to move away from it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
You should get these shoes. We're sponsored by Nike, by the way.
Yeah.
And
these are Nikes. But they're so cool, dude.
You should get these shoes.
Am I gonna put it on the screen?
No, you don't need to.
Well, how are they gonna know?
Here, I was just gonna show you. Really? You really want to?
Dude,
put it up?
It's not that hard. Dude, come on. Come on.
Really? Okay. I mean, if you want to.
Did you see the Allison podcast? Dude, I put so much on.
I watched a little bit of it.
And the Jeep photo for Jordan. I did a bunch of editing for that a little bit. Not a bunch. Yeah,
you should get these shoes. I was low-key looking at them.
I can't wait to low-key look at them too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you should get these shoes. Do you have a preferred color?
White.
Just straight up white?
I like white and black. Or black and white.
Sick. You should get these. Nike Invincibles.
Oh, I think I've seen someone wear those before. Why do you like those so much? Tell me about your I didn't even
So there's a guy
that is really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a running shoe.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so
Look at that. So it's great for if you're a runner and you're you kind of roll with your heels. It's a thing that you can almost hit your heels first.
I don't know if those colors will work for my skin tone though.
And then there's a black and white, and I think there's a full just black one. Anyway,
okay.
They look super comfortable. I'll even send you them right now.
I've been looking actually.
They look super comfortable. They're great for obviously road stuff as well. Can I send you them right now?
No, it's okay. Just remember to send them to
me. Yeah. You should get those shoes.
All right.
Nike Monarchs.
Next pot? No, I'm just joking.
I mean, real quick, before we get into it, what shoe would you wear for the rest of your life? And you can come in different colorways.
Air Force. Devin Booker's basketball shoes.
DVs?
Yeah. Because he has Jordan ones and he has ones that look classy. And they're athletic.
Okay, hold on a second. So like, there's just different color. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
same shoe, just different colorways.
Yeah, it almost looks like
I saw the one that they made off of Forrest Gump.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that one. Those are sick.
There's like it almost looks like Air Force Ones, but court vision. So it's not as bulky, but it's like kind of like smoother. That's what his like base
Okay.
looks like, and then you can just add colorways.
So you would wear those?
Yeah, because you could wear them anytime. Anytime.
Hmm.
I know what your answer is.
Adidas Sambas. Easy.
Yeah, those. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. Those are really cool.
Thank you. I also, the other pair I would say that I also wore while being around the world was my Reeboks. But I can't remember this. But I also I wore these around the world as well. I just wore the other Reeboks a little bit more.
Are those your squeaky ones?
Yeah, they're not as squeaky now.
Oh.
But I played in these in the streets of Barcelona. Football.
And those are Messi's.
Yeah.
Wait, is he from Barcelona?
He's not actually from Barcelona. Where's he from?
Dude, come on. You want me to answer that right now?
Where's he from?
Argentina.
Yes. Correct. He played in Barcelona.
Where's Cristiano Ronaldo
he actually
from?
Portugal.
Right.
He actually
where goats are made.
He actually was in Barcelona for so long that he could have played for the Spain national team instead of Argentina.
Because you got 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm. There's like a lot of different things. Like I guess Cristiano Ronaldo's son. I promise we are going to talk about something today. There's a little side note. He has like eligibility to like play for like 5 different teams, 5 different like countries. U.S. He was born here. He was
born in the U.S.
Yeah. he was in Spain for Madrid.
So does he count as a U.S. citizen?
Portugal nationality because it's like parents, and then something from his mom. So it's his dad, his mom, and then where he's lived and where he was like born. I think those are 4, and then if there was 5, but he has multiple options.
Wow.
And I guess.
So is he technically a U.S. citizen?
Great question to ask. I mean,
because he was born here.
If you're born in the U.S., I know people actually. I think so because I think sometimes people come over just to have a child, and then they use their child to get into the U.S. I think
that's crazy.
I think. Because you're
my dad. My grandparents came from Mexico. Yeah. Sometimes I forget that, but they actually came from Mexico.
You're not like far off.
They got their green card though.
You're not far off from like actually being his.
I am his. No, I'm not. Don't even talk to me, bro. You're not even Italian.
Hurt people hurt people. I heard this quote today.
Yeah.
It was actually really good. I was in the middle of a run. It was like a longer run, and when you're locked into the run, you don't want to like stop running, grab your phone, write down the quote. So as I'm running, I'm like repeating the quote I heard over and over again. Forgot about it, and I was randomly doing something on my phone. I remember I wrote it down. But the quote is, "The smartest people in the room are the ones that best control their emotions."
That's correct.
Why? What's your reaction to that? Why are you so emotional?
I don't know. I am smiling. I'm not the smartest one, I guess. You should say that in the room and to see how everyone reacts.
See how people like, no.
Like, so you're not. You know, I actually did that. I did that same thing where a quote was like said in the movie, and dude, the whole time it was the one that was Quill, if you get past that whatever Astros things or whatever, you'd be the greatest pilot in the world. Luckily, and then it turns out I am. Dude, I said that quote so many times throughout it and even like waiting for the little thing to pop up.
I am.
Dude, that was so. I forgot how funny that movie was.
It was a good movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Low key, I was like, dude, Saturday night. Anyway, we are
this Saturday night.
I feel like
what
we're doing now is actually having a conversation.
Yeah, no, let's lock it.
I promise each week we do have a conversation.
We're getting better.
But there's like more of like a podcast.
Yeah.
So you guys don't know, me and Ken are actually great friends. We're actually friends outside of this podcast. And sometimes we talk before the podcast.
Yeah, we actually like legitimately.
And then we talk after the podcast, but then on the podcast we have a specific thing. And like there's a few times here and there, but like we have like a talking to each other on the podcast and then talking to each other like outside of it. And you just saw a glimpse into there. Yeah. Like actually the entire episode so far
that was real
has been like me and Caeden actually just talking.
I think our friendship are super. I think our friendship is so unique.
Unique, yeah. That's a cool, interesting word.
Yeah.
Let's change into the podcast conversation now.
So unique. Imagine we just like we just like completely change. Like our whole.
Now it gets boring.
It's like, yeah.
Now everyone's just like. What were you saying about unique? Unique New York, unique New York.
Dude, you see how your jacket? This is messing me up, bro. Look how it's like almost standing up. Yeah. I could take a picture right now, dude. Can I see your?
No, that's weird. They can't see behind the camera.
I know, but I could literally. Okay, yeah. Hey Jeff, can you move that? Thank you. We also got Apple Watches, bro. And this guy slaps his Apple Watch and doesn't realize that all you have to do is just like turn it back to regular.
Now I know.
Turn, but he was no joke. Like slapping the junk out of his.
Well, I wasn't even slapping right. I was like giving like a
what? What would you call it?
Like
not a smack, but what would you say?
Well, I think you were about to say it.
No, but you said.
Did you spank your leg,
dude? No.
Oh my goodness! Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Just.
I know what you're going on. I tried to like it.
Hold on a second. The word spank.
Yeah.
Can that only be used if it's on your bottom?
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I just tried to put it in other things.
Right? Because if I can't spank your face. Can you spank your leg?
What is the definition of spank?
Did we just realize that you can only spank a bottom?
Dude, the conversation we're about to have we're not
very unique.
Like the word spank, you can only use it in unique situations.
In transition.
So. I'm still thinking about the word spank, but
think about it.
But anyways, do we want to transition from that word to what we're gonna do? All right, let's try it.
If we don't do it now, we're not gonna get it.
Let's try it.
We're already deep into the podcast.
We are.
And we don't have longer podcasts always.
Yeah. So I think this world. Dude, I don't know how to transition. Dude, this is bad. So the word unique. Well, can you actually look at the definition of it? Like actually?
Yeah.
But I was telling Braedon that I've been thinking a little bit. Wow, if that was cut and clipped, that would be disgusting. But I was thinking for a little bit, and I told Braedon, I was like, I think something cool that we could talk about is the beauty of uniqueness. And just explaining about how it's actually so cool to be yourself, to realize what you have, and not like comparison. Because what is the quote again about?
Comparison's a thief of joy.
Yeah, and like I feel like people are like they're seeing what everyone else is doing and wants to jump onto that train. So what is the definition of unique?
Being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else.
And I think what's so cool about that too is that I think that humans are like we're like sheep. I think they did like this study in psychology, or there was a study in my psychology class that we looked at, and it was this person. They just started a line that led to nowhere, and literally time and after minutes and hours, like there was a huge line for no reason, and it's like I wonder if we're trying to look, or if we're trying to not be ourselves anymore. That makes sense. Not that we're trying to be ourselves, but wanting to look like other things that we're not. Like I'm not a tennis player, I realized. And sometimes I want to look like one, and when I see, dude, like Jalen and I were actually playing tennis, and I have like this toxic trait. Whenever I see something, I feel like I can do it too. And this guy was slamming the junk out of the ball. And dude,
so I completely get what you're saying, because he does have this toxic trait of like anything like he sees someone do, he's like, oh, I can do that easily. And I just recently was like watching like this guy like doing like this jiu-jitsu MMA thing.
Yeah.
And it led me to think, seeing other people, like even basketball players, if you approach anything with enough confidence, will that fill the gap of skill?
What? Dude, I didn't even think
like,
about
if you
that.
just fully commit to doing what you just saw, or acting like you're that guy.
Because, yeah, I think so. Because I feel like if I watch him, right, and I just fully commit to like how his arm is moving and like everything, I feel like I could probably do it.
Yeah.
But are you helping my toxic trait, or are you saying
feeding
commit
into
more?
it.
You're just
I'm feeding into it. I'm
more?
saying that like you're onto something. You just have to be completely confident when you're going to do whatever you're trying to set out to do for your toxic trait.
Just lock in.
like I look at some of the best like jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world. And like when someone's so good, they make it look easy.
Yeah.
And that's like the problem. And you're just like, I'll go into that completely confident and like take care of that, you know? I'll just do what they did.
Yeah. I feel like jiu-jitsu is so scary though, to be in that. Like that would be a scary toxic trait.
Anything
I'd feel like Bradley Martin, dude. You're just an influencer. You're a podcaster, man.
So
you know where that's from? It's from Nate Diaz. Do you think you can get a street fight with me? You're a podcaster, man. All right. Anyway, sorry what you're saying.
No, I was trying to get us back on.
Yeah, get back on track. We got to lock in.
You were talking about uniqueness and also the sheep mentality thing. I completely agree. You break it down as simple to like a psychological thing or thing you can see. It's just like you set up a line, people start lining up at it. But there's a lot of things that people are just like in a herd mentality of like, this is how it goes, this is how it works, and I guess all you have to be is a maverick.
Yeah, dude. Never mind. I won't even go there.
Okay, I need you to take lead.
Okay, I can take.
I don't know what's going on right now,
dude. You had the quickest yawn I've ever seen in my entire life, and that started messing me up.
Yeah,
you said.
I stopped it.
Okay.
Oh, there's not really anything that's going on right now. Okay, what were we saying?
Yeah.
Like you actually have like a good thing to talk about.
We do, but now I keep like thinking about the credibility that we're gonna have with when we say these things.
That's the word I was trying to think of earlier.
Credibility.
When you can't pronounce. When you can't pronounce a word, you lose all credibility. Yeah. There's times I'm like in my class teaching about like health, and I cannot pronounce like the word nausea at the time.
What did you just say?
Nausea.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, nausea? Like this SEA? And I'm like, man. And I tell the class, I'm like, help me out. And like earlier, you were telling me this Bible story, and you couldn't like say the names at all. I'm like, and I don't know if you heard me, but I'm like, man, yeah, if you ever do that, you just completely lose all. Yeah. I couldn't think of the word, so I didn't say anything.
Dude, I thought I interrupted you.
No.
Dude, that whole time, because because you were finishing that, and I was like, yeah.
I couldn't think of the word.
You would lose all. Anyways, I was talking about a Bible story about And I was like bringing up names and like.
And you didn't even commit to it. That's what the confidence thing. Like, I don't even know all those names either. But like, if you would have just said it and kept moving on, I would have been like, oh, that's like a weird name, or I wonder if you said that right, and kept it going. But you're like, I think it's,
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. And I stink at words. So in my head, like today, I sent over my fiance, um, in Second Samuel, second. No, it's not Second Samuel. Proverbs 17.
Oh, that
8.
one.
17:8. It says.
Were you reading Proverbs 17 today?
Yeah,
because you had multiple verses from there you were telling me about.
I literally every single one I was like, hey, this is also what I read today.
Yeah, I thought, hey, this is also what I read today means like different spots in the Bible.
Yeah. I kept saying Proverbs 17. You were like, yeah. You're like 10.
I was like, that's all in the same chapter.
Yeah. In Proverbs 17, I think it's 8.
It's earlier on.
8. It says, or I thought it said, a bride is a
bride, like someone you'd get married to.
Yeah, a bride. A bride is a lucky charm, something like that, and whoever gets one will prosper. Okay, I took a picture, I sent that to my fiance, and I committed with emojis.
Trying to Rizz her up.
Yeah, I was basically like, yeah, it's a Christian Rizz, man. Christian Rizz. You know what I'm saying? Like where you kind of like, use like it's kind of cool.
Krizzler.
We probably shouldn't.
Anyway,
we probably shouldn't do something like. But so I sent that over to her, and I like to put down my phone, and then I just kind of kept reading, and then I realized she was like calling me, and so I like answer the phone. I go, hey, by the way, I'm just letting you know I'm still reading through stuff, and she goes, and she's like laughing, and she's like, okay, just this one thing, and then she goes, it says bribe.
Like you'd spend money to get something in return.
Yeah, a bribe is a lucky token. And then it goes, whoever gives one will prosper. So not only did I think it said bride, but I also thought gets one instead of gives. So even if I was like, oh, I thought that said bride, then she would be like, but it says whoever gives one.
Yeah.
So I'm just not the greatest with words.
It's okay. We are doing a podcast.
Yeah, reading words.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? I'm just joking. It doesn't need
the mic probably didn't even pick it up.
It probably did, dude.
No, the other day. So, did your body ever like do something and you're just like, that's never happened before?
Yes.
Okay, now I want to know what.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yes.
What were you saying?
Okay, so my stomach like barely ever like rumbles. Okay.
It doesn't?
Yeah, no. I don't know what that means. If I'm like constantly full or I'm okay. But like the other it was a couple nights ago. I was sitting down, just watching something, and it was like rawr, 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 rawr.
That many times?
Yeah, it was like there was like a lion in there. You're like, let me out or something. Like it was like a lot, and I was like doing one of these things. I'm like, is this someone else? Like, is someone else here? Because like that never happens.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I actually had one of those moments. Do you ever feel like maybe you probably don't know this or know what I'm talking about, but like where you almost feel like you're about to like puke, but you keep like hiccuping? Or like you keep like burping, but you can't like let it all out because you feel like something will come up. Like we just, you've never done that?
That's okay. Weird. I was hiccuping this morning.
I didn't say yours was weird. Dang. Anyways, I literally out of like dead sleep, bro. Out of dead sleep, all of a sudden I just went, and I'm like struggling, and I'm like burping, but like it's not like fully coming. It's almost like where you drink a bunch of like caffeinated or
oh, you mean carbonated?
Carbonated, dude. Caffeinated. That's wow. This is not good. Caffeinated, dude. Carbonated stuff. and like you drink it so much, and then like you just like
out of nowhere it just starts.
Because you can't just like let the burp flow because it starts burning or stuff like that. So that's when I was like, I just woke up, and there was actually this one time where I just felt like such a pain in my chest, like almost to the point. And I live with my mom right now, my family right now, and like I almost went up to her room, and I was like, but I'm like, dude, I'm an adult. So I was like, she's probably sleeping too. That's like you know. Then anyways, I like told her the next day. She's like, why didn't you come wake me? It's like, I don't know. Do you ever have those? Did you ever like fake sick before?
Fake sick? I've never. Yeah, maybe.
Like you ever like wake up?
I've like expounded on like what it actually was.
Like, did you ever wake your mom up and go, I feel so sick?
See, it feels so sick. No, I'd just be like, I'm not feeling well. Can I stay home because this, and that?
Wow. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I was.
Good guy.
I would like. I don't know what I was gonna actually say there. I thought there was something else.
I wasn't like that.
Didn't you have like a problem where you didn't go to school in like middle school?
Yeah, no, I had multiple problems with that. I've always, every single year, I got the same letter consistently. Hey, by the way, you have no more days left.
It's funny because you are like studious and like you're going to college.
What's studious? Is that like, it's like.
Are you joking?
Dude.
No, bro, that was bad.
No. Studious is like smart, right?
Like you
study.
Yeah, okay.
I was just making sure.
You have like you have intentional like.
To be honest, I thought you were like saying a joke.
No.
So that's why I just wanted to clarify what studious.
Yeah. So, but like I remember you in middle school.
Yeah.
Like you're graduating college, you're gonna be in a great job. Like you're a very smart, intelligent person. You learn all the time, but you're like not motivated. But in middle school, weren't you?
Dude, I was okay. Fine. This is a unique story, I guess. Yeah.
You don't have to. By the way, you do.
No, I can say it, bro. I'm about to get my degree. This shouldn't bother me still. Hopefully, if I just randomly stop talking, you'll know why. But yeah, so there was the time where, I was struggling, dude. I just didn't do schoolwork, and it was coming from elementary, and I lived in Eagle, so like I feel like anything flew, bro. I went out of elementary school, went homeschooling, did nothing, came back, and I was smarter than most of those kids. So there was something wrong with the Eagle Elementary School District. Anyways, I went from that to McGuanago, and McGuanago, I think this was when I lived in California, but in McGuanago they have like it's now you have to like lock in, like all these people actually did homework, they actually studied. I never knew how to study, never knew how to do any of that stuff. I only knew how to like have fun at home, not even at school. Like I didn't enjoy it.
Fun.
Yeah, so like I would only go home, play video games, and then go to school and not do my homework. I had an excuse for everything. So, anyways, John, my stepdad, gets something like an email. First of all, I see the email before he sees it, like weeks earlier, basically saying, "Hey, by the way, your child is like failing every class. He's gonna fail." And John called me into his room. I was like, oh. Go in there, and he goes, "Hey, what is this about?" And then we had conversation. By the way, I was just so bad at school. There was a time where John and I would go through my homework, and I was going through like the continents, the 7 continents, and I'm not a good speller. But he goes, he's reading like through the things I got wrong. He goes, what does this word say, Caeden? And I was like, he says Asia? You spelled Asia wrong? And like I was just sitting there, I was like, dang dude. I spelled Europe right, by the way, but Asia I spelled wrong. So anyways, going back to that. he tells me, and his thing is like, you're gonna have to like go to school with Evan, which is my younger brother. All your friends are gonna move up forward, and I'm gonna stay back. Dude, that freaked me out. Just like seeing my brother in the same classroom, freaks me out. So I remember I was like, okay, help me out, help me out. Actually, I didn't even ask for help right away. I was like, oh, I'll get it done. And I was like, dude, I can't do this. So I like went to John, and I got all my grades straight, and then found out that you could actually just pass middle school if you wanted to. You don't actually need to pass. Did you know that, teacher?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was a hard-headed kid. Like I didn't care. And it wasn't even like that I didn't care. It's just I didn't want to do it. And then that will show you that everything that you do, you'll reap what you sow.
Yeah, when I was in college, I had a professor. He talked about the fact of you want to teach the people actually wanting to learn. So it's like you have a class and you have 2 or 3 kids that are just not paying attention, that don't want to learn.
Yeah.
Instead of taking all your time to kind of correct them and focus on them and get them on task and tell them to stop doing their thing, it's like you have another 15 people that are like, or 15 people sitting there actually being like attentive.
Right.
And taking notes and learning.
Yeah.
So you remind me of that.
Of what student?
Of the student that just doesn't want to learn.
Yeah. Actually, I think I even told you about the psychology class. Did I tell you about this?
I don't think so.
Dude, I failed both of my psychology classes.
Oh, really?
Same teacher, too. No, you don't have anything. I'm just feeling something. Same teacher, too. And failed both of hers. And
in high school?
Yeah, and this is in high school. It was an elective, so I didn't really matter. I don't think I passed somehow still. But she even like said it. She like mentioned it to the class. We're all like in projects doing stuff, and she's like, one of you does just like comes to have fun.
Yeah, I sometimes like lie to my students to hopefully get like a better participation of them. So like we do certain units in gym.
Yeah.
Or in Phi we do certain units, and like there's like units that kids don't like, but I say at the start of it, I'm like, all right, we're about to do a game that every class so far has thoroughly enjoyed, so I think you're gonna love it as well. Yeah, to try to set them up to be like, Smart. Well, every other class likes this.
Smart.
Yeah, I do psychological things. Do you know another thing I do? It's like a random fun thing. Whenever a student's not supposed to be in the Phi Ed facility area, so there's 3 people I work with. We'll just call them David and Jenny. Okay, so it's Braedon, David, and Jenny. We all work together. So in the gym, there's often 2 of us. Okay, so it's me and Jenny or me and David. And when kids come in and they're not with me. Yeah. But I don't know if they're with David or Jenny, because there's usually one with me and then the other one's up in health. So for example, if me and Jenny are in the gym. Yeah. Or no. Yeah, if me and Jenny are in the gym, I feel like this is like a rhyme.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Like a little like a figure this out riddle. Yeah. So if me and Jenny are in the gym and you subtract one, so if me and Jenny are in the gym and a kid comes in that I don't know, I go, hey, what are you doing? Who are you with? Are you with me or David? David's not in the gym. And they're just saying the other teacher because they're not with me and they're sneaking in. They go, oh, I'm with David. I go, huh, he's not in here. It's me and Jenny. You have to leave.
That's crazy.
I do it all the time.
That's
the kids that are not being here, because sometimes I don't know because we have so many students in our classes. And so I just go, hey, are you with? And I say the person that's not actually with us. Yeah. And they always say that person. I go, oh, they're actually not in here, so you have to leave.
Dude, wait, kids sneak out of their class to go to gym?
Yeah. All the time. Lunches, they leave their lunch. I randomly have people like, yeah, English that I could come here.
Dude, that like when you tell me these stories, it feels like so much like a movie. Because like the worst that I've seen at when I was going to school, and this is like the worst that it's ever gotten. But this teacher was like, and this is study hall. Let me just mind you. So this teacher's not even supposed to like be talking, but our class, our study hall class, was just outrageous. Deja was actually in my study hall class, and she was. It was just that all everything was just outrageous. No one studied. No one did their stuff. I watched YouTube the whole time. This is in seventh grade, by the way, and like everything was going on. Anyways, this teacher comes up to the front and he goes, "Guys, and he's like soft spoken and whatever. It's like I'm like this, and he's like looking down, and dude, someone it's not even funny. Someone curled up like a piece of like paper, and it was like a silly small one. He threw it, and it hit him, and then went down. And I looked the most suspicious because all I did was look at him. So what happened? I was just like this.
Yeah.
Everyone else I could see was looking around, seeing who it was. Some people were looking at me, but like looking around. And him and I just like locked eyes. And then like I felt so guilty because I thought I was like, it wasn't, by the way, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was actually Deja's ex-boyfriend who did it. I'll call him out now. But I came up to him after class or after studying. I was like, hey, by the way, I'm just letting you know I didn't throw that. And he's like, who did? I was like, I don't know. It just came from the right side, and I'm all the way on the left.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's funny. That reminded me of like another story.
But like that's like the worst I've saw, and that was like that always sticks with me.
Yeah, my school can be unique. It has a lot of personalities. Like there's kids I ask not to leave my class. I go, hey, we're going to stay in class today, right? Because they just hall wander. And they just, because it's a big school, and they just hide random spots. And
they
like,
hide?
I have a walkie-talkie. Like, there's specific people that are always over the walkie-talkie. And one girl comes in, and she came to my class but left right away before even the bell rang. And so I'm just like, oh, she's not here. She's absent. Because I'm not playing like that game of like, where are you at? Oh, we are looking for her. And then like, let her write a referral. I'm like, she didn't come to the class. She's absent. So she gets brought in because I hear over radio. I come over, I go, hey, she goes, you really walkie-talkied me? I go, no. I'm like, I did not walkie-talkie you. You weren't here. Why were you hiding? And she goes, what? I'm like, I can hear you I hear it all about over the radio. What are you doing? And I'm like, I mess with them. But like, there's girls, I'm like, hey, we're going to stay in class today, right?
Did you rather like beg them? So like being a student, you probably hear like the commotion of like rumors around it. I don't know if you guys like had the rumors of what are blind spots from the cameras. Do you guys ever like your students ever?
Well, like there's like just like the different what's the thing you walk different stairwells.
Yeah, and they have like blind spots.
There's no blind spots.
Okay, so there was a rumor that was going around that there was this blind spot on this like stairwell, like on top of it, not on top of it, but like if you're on it, there's like no way to get under. But anyways, like this, like there was this rumor. Anyways, everyone was like, "No way is that actually it." Dude, we're just the whitest people ever, but we're like, "Oh my gosh, that's crazy! That's crazy! It's a blind spot." So like people would go there and vape, and then like we wouldn't see that guy for a bit, and then like some people were like, "Dude, this one guy was like, yeah, this person were like kissing in the blind spot." Anyways, we wouldn't see them for a little bit. They'd come back like always quiet, whatever. Like no one's like saying anything. Dude, I find out that it's like it's not even close to two cameras see this spot, and these people were getting in trouble. And like there, it was like, hey, you're in like people were getting referrals, people were getting sent home, people were like, and it was purely because people thought it was a blind spot, and they were like gone, and we'd all be like, oh wow, what happened? Hey, they're probably at the blind spot.
Yeah, that's funny. That remind me of something. Oh, so in our bathrooms we have smoke detectors, like also like vaporized detectors, so like for vaping or any of that. And it got to a point where we installed them specific, and like the principal and other people would constantly have to come all the way to the other side of the building. Hey, who just left the bathroom? They did, and they grab them and leave. Stuff like that over and over again, to the point where literally the principal and other administrative staff and security goes, "Hey, there's detectors in there, so stop doing it." There was that much, because before it was like, "Oh, we're gonna catch them," but like the specific administrative staff would get alerts and security would get alerts on their phone, so it'd constantly just be buzzing. So like they would just come over and be like, "Hey, who was just recently in the bathroom? It buzzed at this point." And we're like that. And it got a point. They're so tired of it. They're like, "Hey, kids, like there's detectors in there, so we know when you're doing it, so stop doing it."
Whoa, dude!
Like they got so many like buzzes and people that they're just like, "I'm."
That's like almost like taking the batteries out. Like, like, dude, we're done.
They're like it was supposed to be like, they don't know we got them, and now it's like, hey, we're telling you, we know when you do it.
Did you ever get in trouble in high school? Not that you would got in trouble, but like you would almost be put in the wrong group, or your name was called to the office or whatever. Mine, by the way, mine was not. There was only one time, and that's when I got a parking ticket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was scary.
I risked it for the biscuit.
Dude, yeah. I risked it once and I didn't risk it ever again. Yeah. But yeah, I was always scared to be like in the wrong crowd, so I'd always like be the outside, but like be in it, but like not.
Yeah, my friend group in high school was pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Like, I had a friend who did skating. I had a friend who did drama. I had a friend who was like in sports.
Dude, that's awesome. So you got like a little bit of each person's world.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a while ago, but it was a lot of fun.
I only had
one friend.
I only had he played
all my friend played was he played
tennis.
I think all my friend did like just like one thing.
All like every single
day.
Every
like with my friend, like every single one of the days that he would join in
that baseball practice. He said it was I had like dude, honestly, I was like I wouldn't actually consider that I had friends.
You just had more of a life out of school.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too much in school.
So like no one knew who I had a crush on. No one knew all this stuff. And like people would start thinking that I was like faking these people. I'm like, bro, first of all, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know. Until like I showed there was one time where I showed a photo of like their face. I go, she's real. And I never did that again because they didn't even believe that. So I'm like not even like.
That's funny.
Yeah. So unique stories begin.
Unique stories. Again, we never really got to our topic, but this was a funny, good pod.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it was lighthearted and like
it made you distracted.
Oftentimes like I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and sometimes I have podcasts of like where I'm trying to lock in, a podcast where I'm trying to learn. And then I have podcasts where it's like I'm not feeling the best, or I just like want to laugh and kind of like chuckle. And I listened to one today while I was like running, and that's a weird thing, and being like out of breath, and you're like, and like you're just more out of breath from like laughing, and like hurts. But hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. This is BC Procast episode 74. Like, subscribe, follow along, share it with someone that like just wants to have a little pickup, something fun, something chill. We definitely feel your curiosity through the fact of a lot of different avenues. I can't even think of the avenues that we really talked on, but what should they comment down? Do you know?
No, I was actually thinking about a story that we had once. It's really quick.
Yeah.
So do you remember that time where we were recording a video where we would slap each other with like
tortilla chips?
No, flour.
Oh. And we didn't record it?
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
So guys, we probably talked about this like in the video, like way back. But there was a time where I was like, dude, Braedon, this would be I thought it was me because it was so dumb. Yeah, it was a dumb idea. I don't
think I would have came up with
that. And so I was like, hey, it'd be so funny if we like asked each other questions about each other. I think it was that. And if they got it wrong, we would pat our hands. We'd have like this.
Is it our hands?
Yeah, yeah. And we would pat it, and then we would like lightly, like slap each other.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're recording it, and like the tripod's like right there, and we're like talking, and we're like in the middle of it, and
just flour over our face,
flour
laughing,
just like
doing
on our face, and we're like, oh, dude, that's so great.
we're like at least 15 minutes into this.
Like, and we did an intro, we did everything, and then Jayla comes over and she sees the video and she goes, it's not recording. And we're like, what? And we have like like half like clean, half not. And we're like, what? No, that's and then we're like, no. She's like, no, I'm serious. Like, it's not recording. And then we like go over and we see it, and I'm like, bro, it's not recording. Guys, we're like covered.
Yeah.
We're like covered.
We didn't even redo it.
Yeah,
we just stopped. I don't know if we shot something else or whatever, but we just stopped. That's
dude,
funny
that was
to think about.
Sorry.
Anyone like walking by and just like,
dude, because we're like, dude,
we're like talking, looking at a camera. I mean, that's happened with this too.
I'm scared that it's happening right now.
I know. We need to wrap this up.
Let me just check real quick. Dude, we're so good. I'm sorry. I just needed to check.
Well, that was BZ Procast episode 74. Like, subscribe, share it with someone. We thoroughly enjoyed this time. Make sure you pray. Make sure you read your Bible. Dive deeper into the Word. Create a better relationship with your Savior, God, Jesus Christ. He is all one. He is the one that has saved your life. And God changes lives. And it's like a real thing, like a very, very real thing. That simple statement, God changes lives. So if you need your life changed for the better, God is that person. And you read his Bible, you read the Bible, and you pray. What should they comment down? I'm being serious.
I wouldn't even.
What should you comment down?
I would, dude. You
what
were
should they comment down? What's something unique about yourself?
Yeah. So yeah.
What is something unique? And then write down a word that you mispronounce all the time. But thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.